in the supermarket and suddenly somebody has collapsed. Middle of the supermarket. So what are you going to do? Remember the steps just now. We start with B, check for danger. Now generally supermarkets are not the most dangerous places, so okay. So no danger. Okay. Next step, what's the R? Check for response. So what we do is we tap on the shoulders and we shout to see whether their response is, hello, 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 sir, are you okay? And we observe closely whether we see any movement or not. Okay? No movement, nothing, call for help. Okay? So the number to call is 999. Now be careful in a crowd if you ask somebody to call for help. If you just say, call for help, and usually nobody will call. 20 people around you, nobody calls. Why? Because everybody will think, oh, the other one will do it. And in the end, nobody does. So the easy thing is to be very direct. Just, you with a blue shirt, please call 999 for me. So then and when it's disappointed, they will call. So once they are calling for the ambulance, the next step is A, remember A, open the airway. We have to get the tongue out. Very simple, one hand on the forehead, one hand lightly at the jaw, tilt the head backwards. Now the tongue is up, the airway is clear. The next step, I check for breathing. When I check for breathing, I bend down, I look at the chest, whether it's going up and down. I feel with my cheek whether I feel the warmth of the breath, and I listen whether there's any sound from the breathing. So I listen for a period of between 5 to 10 seconds. After 5 seconds, I'm not sure, I can take a maximum of 10 seconds. If after 10 seconds you're still not sure, start. If you're not sure, just start. It's better to start than not to do. Sorry. Now, another one that might happen is something we call agonal breathing. This is the last breath. Actually, the person has already, the heart has already stopped, but they will often still have a few last breaths. There's no movement in the person, but they're on and off to take a breath. It looks as if, I don't know if you ever taken a fish out of the water. If you take a fish out of the water, they will. Now what you will see is that there are long pauses and just occasional gasp. This is not adequate breathing. This is just the last few breaths. If you have that, start. Okay, so this person is not breathing, I give 2 breaths. What I do is, I pinch the nose so the air cannot escape, and with my mouth, I cover the victim's mouth and blow in gradually until the chest rises. Let the chest come down and give the second breath. Okay, so 2 breaths. After that, I see whether there's been any response. Is the person moving? If there's no movement, continue with circulation. Start chest compression. Chest compression, sit comfortably or kneel comfortably. Put the palm of your hand in the middle of the chest, in between the nipples. Form an angle of 90 degrees and press down straight. The way we press down should be about 90 degrees. The depth should be about 2 inches, about 5 centimeters. We press steady compression at an even rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 21, 2, 30. Immediately go back to the breathing and give 2 breaths. Continue another cycle. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. what I've done now is we consider this is called 2 cycles. I do this for a total of 5 cycles. So 5 times 30 compression, 2 breath, 30 compression, 2 breath. At the end of the 5 cycles, I look again whether there's any movement, has there been any response. If there's not, continue again for 5 cycles. You continue until you can see movement or breathing. Okay? Now sometimes if the person is not breathing, then we give breathing alone. Breathing alone, then we give 1 breath every 5 seconds. Until the person starts breathing, and sometimes the breathing comes back a bit later. Okay? Is that clear?
We open the airway, we check for breathing, then should we check for a pulse to determine?
Okay, pulse checks. And generally for healthcare providers, we teach them to check pulse. But for people who are not used to check pulse, most of them are not able to accurately find the pulse. If you want to try and check for a pulse, you can try it for yourself. Put your fingers in the middle, slide down into the groove here, and you can feel your own pulse. But if it's not something you've regularly done in an emergency, most of the people won't be able to diagnose it directly. That's why for people who do not work as healthcare providers, we normally don't teach them.
So
if you're like a fitness instructor or something, those people who regularly check pulse, they're fine. And then you can check a pulse.
So that's different from how it used to be taught now. So I remember